You'd think an operation would be a great time to be a CSGO YouTuber, but after the initial excitement, there's been less to talk about than normal. But that changes today with some unexpected changes to some of our favourite maps. Dust2's Bombsite B has always been a scary place for terrorists to rush, but those stood in tunnels have been given this new broken roof to chuck grenades through. They can use this to flash into the site and to smoke pretty much anywhere they please, helped by the many planks and details they can use to line up their throws from. This will make a B rush less memey and more doable, given the right equipment and practice. Just be aware that this plank, and this plank alone, isn't solid. Although harder for the CTs, they can also use this update to lob stuff back into the tunnels. For instance, they could flash or smoke in and then rush from the site to take terrorists by surprise. They have far fewer options from this update than terrorists do though, so I'd see this update as one that makes Dust2 more T-sided. Bear in mind that only the sky between B site and tunnels has been opened up. Those stood at T ramp won't be able to use this. Mirage has seen perhaps the most gameplay changes, and most of these I would say favour the T side. Like this bench in middle. Stand here and you can peek up to catwalk, or back up to where terrorists will emerge from at the top of mid. Or you can use it to self-boost to window, or to surprise snipers at A waiting for a peek from a usual spot, or just to have a nice long rest after a long hard game. I reckon that once you master it, this route to catwalk could be faster than the alternative. It's certainly going to shake things up. The wall at the top of middle has been pushed back, which doesn't introduce any juicy new angles or anything, but could be used to set up hilarious run boosts to catch snipers at window off guard. And by making the entrance wider, it will be harder for CTs to smoke it off. This trim at B has been lowered, meaning your vision doesn't shake as much when you run over it. There's still a bit of a ramp effect going on, but it's less jarring. This smaller lip will also improve visibility both ways, and will simplify the outline. As far as I'm concerned, they might as well have gotten rid of it entirely. But it wouldn't be Counter-Strike without a new bug, and you can now get stuck on this corner here. There's a wall bang in Palace where the new doorway is. If you must know, it leads to, like, the most pointless corridor ever, but it really is quite convenient for killing people. Anybody stood in that corner at scaffolding can be wrecked. Snipers in jungle can be wrecked. In fact, the only place that's safe from it is CT entrance in the bomb site plant zone. Much like the changes to Dust2's tunnels, only those who take the time to learn it will be rewarded by its new opportunities. Looks like you'll need a sniper to punch through it though. And even when you do, you might not deal that much damage. A headshot with an AWP will still kill in one, but it will take 4 body shots to kill an enemy at point blank through this wall. So if you're afraid of being wallbanged, just mix up your position a little bit and you'll be hard to hit. And it does work the other way too. CTs can shoot through this spot back into Palace. Terrorists will be able to hide from this by standing the other side of the central pillars. And last, bot Vitali shocked the world when he killed Aggro by anticipating this unusual sightline. So Valve have blocked it up, presumably to nerf OP bots. And people abusing the sightline, obviously. I think that with map updates, Valve makes small changes to them every time a problem is spotted, but by the time they roll it out to the game itself, they've forgotten what they've changed and cover themselves with stuff like various minor bug fixes, which isn't helpful for me at all. I have to scour the whole map to find them. What they did announce was that Train's skybox between Ivy and Bombsite A has been opened up to give terrorists blah 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 more opportunities, etc. You know what to expect. They also hinted at visibility improvements, and I noticed changes to the lighting at the back of Bombsite B, mostly to brighten that super narrow walkway at the bottom of scaffolding. The drop down to back of B has also been brightened. Ignore the pigeons in this example. No, seriously, ignore them, and you'll see that the wall has been lowered. How not interesting. But something needs to be done with this Ivy, which is now suspended in the air almost all the way up. And lastly, I'm going to cover cache, which I'm kind of sad about. Since the custom player models were rolled out last year, this map has suffered from poor visibility. So FMPone has gone about the whole map, brightening pretty much everything, removing models, adding bright trims, and toning down the greenness of the map. Following this crisis, the new cache is now a far cry from how it was at launch. I describe it as almost being halfway back to how the old cache looked. I'm sure it plays better and that most people won't care about these changes, but I think it's sad for a mapper to have to compromise so much for reasons beyond his control. Still, good to see the game getting some good old-fashioned changes again, especially as some of these will actually shake up the gameplay.